SRG to bring more heat here. Second game and force the series onto a full best of three. TLID though, this time will be on the blue side.
They swap sides, and I'm wondering whether or not now that SRG are actually on red side, they might want to prioritize maybe Yum's hero a little earlier this time, right? I think in the first game we saw that both Badang as well as Jawhead was banned out, right? A huge respect coming out from TLID, and Yums was forced on something like the TLID. I'm wondering if that was also an impact as to the gameplay of themselves in the early game, because usually for SRG, they are the ones usually dominating that early game.
Yeah, it's kind of an unfair game in the first game earlier because like the TLID has to contain both Iran just roaming around the map and also VD at the same time. So that's why Yums can really make a play of his own, especially the early to mid game. Now, what I'm wondering is Langor Giants, do they actually want to ban something like a Mathilda here to just limit the potential of Weedy and also pretty much the whole team, you know. Weedy on the Mathilda unlocks a lot of things from Team Liquid ID.
Yeah, it does. It's a really scary hero here for Weedy. Like Mathilda, just facilitate you, move around, be sustainable as well. SRG, they're taking their time here for their last ban. So yeah, it does seem like they are still thinking what to think. What should we ban?
There's so many heroes that they need to consider, right? One of which is also the Granger. Now that the Harith has been banned, technically, if they don't ban the Granger here, TLID can pick it up for themselves in the first phase and actually win out that lane. And that's not kind of a hero that you'd want to give into the hands of Aaron Cheeky in that gold lane. So they respect the Granger, SRG, and so the Matilda is still up for grabs. Now, do they want to prioritize the Joy once again for Fabian, seeing his kill pressure alongside with everything else that he was able to accomplish, or the Suyo that has also been left open as well?
Oh, that's a good question. Especially after the first game, it was proven that Fabian can actually handle Sakai's on the Suyos in terms of just like 1v1 team fight, or like, no, 1v1 is not a team fight, isn't it? I'm sorry. 1v1 kill potential. Fabian is definitely much more superior than Sakai's in that part. But it's going to be a Zushin for Yehezkiel. Interestingly enough, so far, out of 4 games that has been played for this hero, 0% win rate.
Ugh.
Oh, yuck, right? 0%. 0%.
Why? Why do you think the Jushin has not been finding success?
I feel like Zushin hasn't really found the composition where... because technically with mages, right, with mid laners, you want burst or you want something utility, you want to facilitate your team. But Zushin, yeah, you can put out a lantern, but that's about it. You can knock up a couple of peeps, but that's about it. Which I feel like doesn't really sit with the meta, quote unquote. But let's see here. Maybe Yehezkiel can bring something new. And SRG, they are allowed here to find or pick up heroes that is quite strong early game here with the Cho and with the Hayabusa applying pressure to Jushin potentially in the early game is an answer.
I mean, that's literally the answer on why Zushin hasn't been great so far in this tournament compared to the previous tournament when Zushin was absolutely dominating the mid lane. A lot more counters, even in the mid lane, you know, but this time around they choose to go for the Cho and also Hayabusa. 2 heroes that can dive towards the backline, and Fabian, despite them picking something like a Hayabusa, still picks a Joy. So I'm kind of wondering what's going to be the roamer here. Or they're going to pick a Phoebus first. Or Iran, a hero that he's kind of known for too as well. Not the greatest win rate also, but this is in MPL Indonesia playoffs. This is a hero that's probably one of the most prioritized for Team Liquid ID.
I agree. It definitely has worked wonders for them. SRG though, how do they want to close out the drafts?
I guess they should just pick up I think they can pick up a gold lane here. Right? Sure, you open a card, but you at least dictate that gold lane, one of the lanes you are allowing yourself to be to take advantage of, and then ban out the counters.
So Moskov maybe for SRG?
Why not? Why not? Right? I mean,
or do they want to pick up something like the Badang before it gets banned out?
No. They have showed the Cho pick, so I guess the Badang would be less likely, but the Moskov here should make sense, right? Pick up the gold lane, ban out the counters, the natural counters and whatnot, and have that gold lane be strong.
Now what's going to be banned here for Selangor Red Giants? Because I feel like despite them picking a counter for Sushin, Fabian is absolutely comfortable with literally every mid laner that they're going to pick because it is a joy at the end of that, and at the end of the day, and it is Fabian. So even if it is Aurora or Yves, it's a prime target for Team Liquid ID. But I guess Yves still should be banned just because of the fact that Phoveus is not really a good matchup against a Yves 2 for Team Liquid ID.
They might really restrict that mid laners, right? So yeah, a good call there, Chef and Yves banned out, and I do expect them to commit on towards the mid lane heroes later on. Meanwhile, from the side of SRG, they might actually explore other potential bans here, not just the God Dot, but they can also restrict the gold lane head-to-head here from the side of TL.
I'm wondering what Weedy's gonna be playing.
Have we seen Badang Widi?
I mean, technically, Mathilda are still on the board here.
Not in Snapdragon Challenge Finals.
Okay. But
You're
I think
right. Matilda is still an option.
just for the matchup against Hayabusa and Cho, Badang is actually pretty good, kind of just limiting the potential of the pickoffs and also just the resourcefulness of the Cho in the early game, but they choose to go for a more weedy hero in a TLID. Yeah. So a lot more, they're kind of afraid that the fact that Weedy will be able to just roam around the jungles of Sakai's.
With that though, so yeah, they don't want a hero that is mobile with the TLID ban out. What is Selangor Red Giants cooking here for their last two picks? They need burst. They have crowd control already. So TL, they can deny some burst potential here for their last ban, right? Ban another mage.
But what mage, right? This is Stormy. He has a plethora of heroes. Farsa? Is that a hero you'd want to eliminate?
Wow.
They go for the Hylos ban instead. I thought maybe TLID would actually want to pick it up for themselves.
Yeah.
TLID, I think they have more option, I guess, in roaming area compared to Selangor Red Giants' option for a mid laner, because I don't think there's a really good choice here for Selangor Red Giants. It's gonna be a hard game for Stormy either way, unless you want to play something like a Zask, just for him to be able to be safe against the dive coming in from Fabian.
Good survivability, good laning against the Jushin.
I mean, Sicilian is also still on the board here, but no, it's gonna be the Badang for the side of SRG. You called it first phase, Eterna. It does seem like it will still come through. So yeah, more crowd control here, right? I mean, 3 of the 4 heroes that were picked up from the side of SRG has crowd control. TLID needs to be aware of that.
Ruby, Grok. What's the option here? Because there's so much CCs.
Bruno
Badang and Cho.
Maybe Matilda.
Matilda.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
They're taking a risk here because technically then Phoveus is the only frontliner they have in their composition if they do commit to a Matilda.
I guess they're gonna try and bank out on the Matilda's maneuverability, I guess. Bruno also not a bad lane against the Moskov, so it does make sense that it came through. We'll see the final pick. Oh, wait. Wow.
Debut pick for SPS.
Yeah, first time we've ever seen it here in the Challenge Finals.
Wow. Okay, so this is gonna be fun. Really fun. Selangor Giants, I feel like they have more control towards the bushes in the early game, but obviously the chip will pretty much gonna turn it around once the ultimate is there, and you can pretty much bring the whole crew, the whole cavalry towards Selangor Giants' base.
So what's the answer for the mage? Lilia?
Sicilian, Lilia maybe. Coach Ark, give us the answer. I guess
He usually mouths it.
first.
He usually mouths it. Oh, I can't read that.
But yeah, I mean, okay, Aurora, a hero that isn't too aggressive, but able to break momentum, miscalculate with the Pride of Ice as well. So let's see here, 10 hero set.
Good passive as well,
Yeah.
right? One of the safest options you could go for as compared to something like the Vexana, who kind of has a similar function. But obviously with the passive from Aurora, it's a lot safer. That's why I thought maybe a Lilia but they do still want to take that risk. They still do want to bank on the fact that they have a lot of skills to kind of latch onto one another in these particular team fights. So, match point, ladies and gentlemen. Sheffin, take it away.
Selangor Giants is looking for a get back after the absolute humiliation in the first game earlier, 20-2 in kill department. This time around, they want to actually win it out in their home ground in Malaysia. The pride of Malaysia against the pride of Indonesia in Selangor Giants versus Team Liquid ID.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Land of Dawn, here we go. Will Team Liquid find this game and end it with a clean sweep, or will SRG force a game 3?
So as expected, a lot of purifies coming from TLID from both Mr. Aaron Chike and also Yeskill, because there's so much CCs, especially Yumes, SHO has been very phenomenal historically for Selangor Giants, or even in Todak. But right now, look at that. Stormy and also Yumes is forced to go back to the base in the first minute. Getting cancelled, Yeskill, very, very cheeky by the pokes.
Yeah, I mean, he spent his flicker as well, right? Forcing Stormy to use his flicker early and force him to recall. It's already not a great start here. Not an ideal start for SRG. But now let's see here. Team Liquid, can they capitalize more on rotation?
Yeskill actually chooses to go for Rupture for extra penetration, magic penetration. That's something you don't really see very often for a Zushin, which is a hero that usually used for utility instead of damage. But I feel like maybe he's feeling a bit more feisty here, a bit more aggressive. But speaking of aggressive, Vivian.
Let's see, 4-man already rotating towards the jungle. Sakai clears the camp with the Retribution, and that will be the green light to disengage. Around stuck in a 3v1, forced to use his flicker. Now stunned up, Shadow Kill delivers the damage, but not enough now from the flanks.
Oh my goodness!
Witty is coming into clutch. No first blood just yet, but that might be the sign. Good stun, but now Yeskiel already in the fray looking for a cheeky kill. Nothing comes out of it. Still 0-0.
Man, the pendulum swings so quickly in that team fight. It was Selangor Giants W against Aran, but he actually survives long enough to be able to wait for Team Liquid ID to help them in that team fight. But no casualties in the end. That was something that I really didn't expect. Although that was a really good stun coming in from Witty. Now, a whole different story here in the Turtle fight. So Witty is going to be a bit limited in terms of utility. Can Yumes and crew use this to their advantage?
Let's see, it seems like SRG, they're already putting more bodies in the turtle area, while Sakai's actually in the top lane, giving pressure. Witty though. Spots the Hayabusa. Will he do something there? He pops the ult! That's 4 members committing on towards Sakai as Fabian clears the turtle. Another outplay rotation from the side of Team Liquid.
Man, that was it's actually a good damage control coming in from Selangor Red Giants. They want to just pounce on Fabian, knowing that the whole team just teleports towards the top lane. But in the end, they paid the price. Fabian is just too cool with it too. Absolutely incredible with the Retribution.
Oh no, Stormy. Pride of Ice activated. No passive there for Stormy. But again, for now, 3 minutes in, it's just SRG being on the back foot.
Same story again, already 1 kill and also 1 objective for the Cavalry. As they're kind of controlling the map right now with Aran. Is just very, very active on the rotation, always 1 step ahead of Mr. Cram Esabadang. So something that you might want to consider, as a homework for Coach Arcadia. The Cram's movement and also activeness in the map. Even in the first game, that was evident also.
So here, will Team Liquid capitalize on the 2v1 top lane. SRG, they are yet to find an equalizer here. Gold-wise, kill-wise, and rotation-wise, they're still behind.
Witty is smelling something. Something is wrong here, the Bushes said. That was a really good call. 4 guys is there ready to actually punish him for overextending. But this is Witty we're talking about, man. Like Micro, man, Macro, he is very sound with it. So we're gonna just tone down a bit here. No action so far in the last minute or so. Maybe they're just waiting for the next turtle or the next objective. And then we're gonna see some action. Meanwhile though, in the bottom lane.
Pressuring, applying pressure here towards Ram. And Kram will concede and will rotate elsewhere here. It seems like SRG, they are putting bodies in the mid lane. Oh, that's a good ult there. Shadow kill does not deliver to a kill. Around from the flanks. Is this a mistake? That's a Wave of Dragon under the turret, and Yooms collects the kill.
Costly mistake from Aran. Now SRG can use that to their advantage. Just a little of overextending just a frame to be able to be punished by Yooms with the flicker as well. Now the turtle will be up for grabs for SRG, but Witty.
Let's see, that's a teleportation. Stormy now very low, knocked up, and Aaron Shiki secures it. Now it's going to be Kram flickering out, but he will fall instead. Aran with the secure kill. Now that's going to be the turtle for TL. With the conceal, that's a knock up from Aran, but no space to commit on towards Innocent.
Sometimes the game just does not look fair when there is a... Oh, watch out. Again, Aran.
Infernal Pursuit, that's a Way of Dragon. The second Way of Dragon on towards Aran there. But that will be Aran going down the second time. But still, TLID 2k gold, 2.5k gold lead from that.
Yeah, overall it is definitely pretty positive for Team Liquid ID, but Aran gotta lock him in. No more overextending again towards a Wave of Dragon punish from Yooms. And you can see there, like, sometimes the game it's just not fair when Weedy is on a chip. They thought that Aran was not able to get to the team fight quick enough, but the teleportation is just a really good utility for them to be used in that team fight. As we're going to take a look at the items that they've bought so far. Slangware Giant Sakai's bought the War Axe, so a bit more emphasis on survivability and also farming potential, but now in the bottom lane.
Yeah, we have Dragon on towards Favian, but they might go for the follow-up now. Reinforcements is here, the Cavalry is here, and that's one by one. Yooms falling first, Innocent next, and that will be Kram going down. Aran is going to be the trade-off, but that's 4 members, 4-1. TL, minute number 6, they are on fire.
That's not good for Slangware Giants. And finally, a kill to Aran, where Team Liquid ID is definitely on the benefit side. They actually got the better of Slangware Giants despite Aran just going down in the turret dive. And just beautiful maneuver coming in. Meanwhile, Fabian is going to get dove on. Can actually finish the job.
Game number 1, it was a solo by Fabian, but game number 2, Sakai says hello. That's revenge from Sakai's. So personal, but it does seem like Yehezkiel here looking for the revenge himself. But good backup by Kram and Yooms. The Way of Dragon will shut Yehezkiel down alongside Kram, but Aran there a little bit too late. But still SRG answering back here mid-game.
Okay, they got some kills. They got some fight back left here, but in the bottom lane, Aaron Shiki is pretty much untouched, and so far, no death so far for Mr. Aaron. This is the guy that you don't want him to snowball on a Bruno. This hero has been very notorious to be so annoying, especially with the potential of this Weedy with the teleportation.
Yeah, the portal has been spent there, so that's info. But that will be the turtle going again to the hands of TL. Perfect turtle for the Cavalries here in the second game.
Man, 4k gold lead, but what was the guys going in?
That's the shadow kill. Not enough damage though to do some bleeding for the composition of TLID. Let's see though. SRG here, what will they do? It seems like they're filling the bottom side. That's a stun on towards Sakai's. Will they commit on towards a fight here as the tier 2 will fall and collapse? TL collecting another objective on the board.
Trade. It's not even a trade. They're not focusing on towards the bottom lane, knowing that Weedy is there with a crash course. So this is like the pseudo pressure that Chip can apply towards Slangware Giants. If that was another hero, Innocent would have gone for that turret right away in the bottom lane, knowing that they have to find something of a trade to compensate the top lane tier 2 turret. But this is Weedy we're talking about. But Sakai's gonna get bounced on. Oh, what a bounce!
That's a good cancellation. Aran to secure it. That is going to be the wave of the world though. Dealing critical damage. Yooms now deleted as well. And now TL, they're focusing down on the mid. That's a knock-up on towards Kram. Flicker does no good. Weedy from the backside, from the flanks. One will fall Innocent. Knocks up, and that will be double for Yehezkiel. Now, TL is really saying a statement here in this game.
The stable is clean for the Horsies, for the Cavalries here. Amazing team fight coming in from Team Liquid ID. Once again, as I mentioned earlier in the first game, sometimes they move kind of like as a single unit, one by one. Yehezkiel as a mage, as a Zushin. Absolutely incredible dive towards the front. Just tanking some hits from the turret, but getting the better of Innocent in that affair. As we gotta check the items once again for both of this team. About 1.3k gold lead for the jungler and about 2.7k gold lead for the Bruno. Now, the Malefic Gun will be something to be watched out for Slangware Giants, because right now, Aaron Cheek can hit it from a long range.
Yeah, with the Malefic Gun, it allows Aaron Cheeky to focus down on turrets, perhaps potentially the main base later on, and be the base destroyer. But now SRG, it seems like they have recollect themselves, being in a good position, I have to say. But Yehezkiel now with the baits, Shadow Kill now spent. Yehezkiel can heal back up here without the recall. So TL still in an okay position with the pressure top lane.
Yehezkiel looking like more of a chill guy here compared to Stormy, because so far, not much of a threat. Now, Crash Course has been used. Yehezkiel use that to its advantage, and Fabian.
Yeah, just zone out, right? It's so disgusting what Witty can do with this chip. Just brings pressure all across the map. Lord, the first one has been claimed by TL, so SRG, they are on the defense mode here.
Yeah, the game ain't over though. It's Innocent on the Moskov, so anything can still happen if you use that to your advantage. The long lane pressure will not be as good as the usual because the presence of Witty, meanwhile.
That's going to be a catch here. That's going to be the burst as well. Crab goes down. Now Fabian will be the fair trade, but Yehezkiel collects the double, looking for more here as SRG. They're actually able to answer back and take Fabian down. Sakai still wants an angle, but the damage is just too huge coming from the Cavalries.
I mean, the timing, I don't think it's going to favor Slangware Giants too. It's not going to be a 4v5 in the end because Fabian will be there with a crash course from Witty in a second, because the Lord is not going to crash down just yet in the top lane. TLID can take this team fight, or they can take this base siege as long as they want to. Watch Shadow didn't connect towards Aaron Cheeky, and that's it.
Yeah. Now we have to take note. Witty has the immortality, so expect Witty to make some sacrificial plays here. Coming the Lord top lane, Innocent trying to find. Oh, that's a good knock-up. But the backside is actually SRG claiming one body. Now it's going to be the turret here looking for the side of the top lane turret. TL was able to take down a member and the turret as well. Now Innocent though needs to be careful. That's a critical coming from Aaron Cheeky. Stormy taking a couple of hits, and now the passive. He is unstoppable. The main base looking for is open and exposed, but Sakai's here trying to hold on, but Team Liquid was just too strong.
Too strong is the right word. I don't think it's even close